Dit is Radio 6.
Mr. Lovano, the record Ballads. I was just explaining it today. This year, I think it's 50 years ago that John Coltrane recorded it. Can you remember the moment when you first heard this album?
Well, at the time when it came out, it might have been 1964 or something, right? 63. You're saying it's 50 years now. So I was 11 years old when this recording came out. My dad played saxophone and loved John Coltrane. And this was a recording that he had in his collection. So sometime, I don't know, within probably the first few years when it was released, I heard this recording. So I was a teenager. And growing up in the world of jazz and improvised music, studying and listening to all the masters, this recording was a very important recording.
Can you explain why is it so important?
When you play ballads, first of all, it's the deepest, most expressive, personal music, in your life. If you really get into it, it's your foundation about telling a story and trying to speak the truth in the music. And John Coltrane was a master of the blues and ballads throughout his life. So for me, it was a very important record because, when you're that young and you're trying to learn how to play, it's a very technical thing that happens at the beginning, to learn your instrument and all these different elements you're putting together with rhythm and harmony, melodies. So all of a sudden to hear a recording that was so pure of expression from John Coltrane especially was a very serious awakening.
Yeah, because then you have to put in, you actually have to let go of the techniques, I think, and put in your own soul or your own feeling.
It's a complete expressive way of playing. Now you have to know the material and you have to have a lot of, I don't know how to put it. You have to be able to be relaxed and try to speak in a certain way.
So if you speak,
when you're playing a ballad.
If you speak, what are you telling us?
Well, each time through is a different story. There's many ways to say the same thing, I like to say, there's a great song, I Love You. There's many ways to say I love you. You can say, I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you?
Question mark?
So it depends on how you feel and the mood of the moment and the people you play with too, Each one of these songs that we're going to play today are beautiful meditations of melody and harmony. So I'm really approaching it from that standpoint. And also, this was a record date for John Coltrane. They went in the studio and had a list of tunes, and they made takes. And they played with a lot of love. But he never performed these tunes on a concert.
Live. Isn't it weird?
Like, especially in the sequence of the repertoire. You know what I mean?
But isn't it weird for you that he never played them in the sequence of a repertoire, but you're doing that?
Well,
tonight?
I don't know if it's weird. It's just like those things happen, when a masterpiece is made in history of the music, you sometimes visit that, And this was a project that came together. Daniel Jameson did the orchestrations, and Vince Mendoza is conducting with the Metropole Orchestra. And last year when I played here at the festival with John Scofield, him and I shared the stage with the Metropole Orchestra. They asked me if I would be the voice of this project.
And you said yes immediately, or did you have to think about it?
I said that would be amazing, Let's see if it can happen. And then months later, it started to come together. And mid-May, we played at the Musicabouw in Amsterdam, and had a few rehearsals and recording, and did a beautiful performance. And then it kind of snowballed into tonight's performance.
Yeah, great.
Really thrilled about being here to revisit this music. It's really very special.
Well, I'm glad. I think I have some time off so I can see you guys play. Joe Lovano, thank you very much for being here.
Thank you.
Have a great show tonight.